And since it is the mailbag show, this was a question that was in the mailbag before we even kicked things off with Mike on Tuesday. Our guy Gio Nole, who said, "Wake up, another long off season helped by the best podcast in the land. Thank you for all that you do."
Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's our pleasure.
My question to both of you is, how much weight do you put on what Coach Norvell says moving forward into the season? And have you been able to read Coach Malzahn and Tony White yet to see how they really feel about the team? Again, thank you for all that you do. And so we talked about what he said, Corey, but just, I guess, how much of it is real, how much of it is substantive, and can you really read into and believe? And that's something worth talking about, and something that's going to generate some discussion. And it will be generating discussion over on warchant.com Travel Council, because it's powered by Cummins, and that's the question that we're going with. Shout out to our guy, Gio Nole. Check out Cummins on Instagram. It's Cummins Lifestyle. It's all one word. Again, I know summer's winding down, but you guys are going to be going to some of these games. Roadie to Charlottesville, perhaps? Why not? You need portable power when you're tailgating. You don't want to just bring cold subs and chips. It's not a tailgate. That's just like cafeteria food outdoors. You need portable power. Make sure it doesn't bother everybody else around you. Quiet, reliable power. It's Cummins, the Cummins own and line of products. Check it out. Cummins Lifestyle on Instagram. All right. So Corey, what do you take away from what Coach has said? I feel like Tuesday that felt a little bit more, I don't want to say genuine, but it felt a little bit more revealing, revelatory than what we've kind of got from him lately. But I don't know. Are you at a point where it's totally all about, I need to see it on the field?
Yeah, I mean, his words only matter to a certain point. Obviously, it's year 6, and it's, he's coming off what he came off last year. But as the season goes on, I'm genuinely interested. Remember how he did? By the way, Aslan, what about? There you go. Come on, it's Cummins. It's the Cummins. We're generating discussion.
Right.
Start the generator, everyone.
Sure
I thought he did a not great job last year of talking how much he believed in a team that he should not have believed in. I'm genuinely interested in how he handles this season when they are going to have some valleys. They're not going undefeated. So how's he going to handle a loss or two? As he talks right now, I think Aslan's right. He is more there's a little more clarity in his voice. He's a little more transparent about what he thinks. And I thought what he said on Tuesday, Aslan, that I don't think can be underestimated. Not that this exactly answers the question yet. He talked about the edge and wanting to play with an edge, but he also talked about how everybody on the team has an edge. He didn't say it as rudely as I'm about to say it, but essentially because none of them have accomplished jack squat in their college careers. Deuce Robinson, Squirrel White have had nice seasons, but they weren't incredible. They weren't all-stars. Nobody else was good enough to make the NFL after their junior years. There's some, except Darrell Jackson probably. Tommy Castellanos was kind of cast aside. Like all these guys, even what we think are talented players, have a lot to prove. And you've got 2 coordinators that have a lot to prove. So I think it's a pretty good combination of that. And speaking of the coordinators, I don't think we really have a feel. We'll never get a feel for Malzahn. Malzahn's just going to be Malzahn. I'm interested in Tony White after a win and after a loss. You know what I mean? Like right now, I think we've talked to him twice this preseason, and we won't get him again until after the Alabama game. What they're like, what their mood is, how willing they are to call people out for not playing well, or shout people out that do play well. That'll be revelatory to see how they handle that, because we don't know yet.
But you kind of have an idea of what Tony White's expectations are. Do you think they're being met now that we spoke to Cryer and Herring? It sounded like on Tuesday, both of them said that they also got the memo after that second scrimmage where Tony White was talking about just not too many guys, trying to go around the block or not putting their nose into the blocker, things of that nature. I mean, do you think it's still going to be a game time decision, if you will? Florida State has the requisite physicality to match up with a team like Alabama based on what Tony White and these players have said? Or again, you kind of have to see what happens when the game kicks off.
Yeah, I think we'll have to see. Look, you can be as physical and as hard-nosed as you want. Sometimes you're just not as good as the guy in front of you. And that doesn't necessarily, like, you might take on a block and get pancaked. That's not great either. But like, how do you judge that if Caden Proctor, that's his name, right? The Alabama guy. If he pushes you out of the way, that doesn't mean the guy from Virginia is going to do it. So if you're playing the right way and you're just not quite as good, that's not necessarily. So I don't think you'll call out people for that. And maybe they played really hard against Alabama. They're just not quite deep enough or physical enough to stop them when it's all said and done. I think he will not hesitate to throw maybe not players but position groups under the bus. And I don't think anybody has a problem with that. They're all getting paid. He's getting paid a lot. They're coming off 2-10. It's no time for hand-holding. Like, if you don't play well, if you don't meet his standard, I don't think he'll hesitate, and I don't think he'll just try to protect you. And I know Gus Malzahn won't. He doesn't seem like the type that would protect. I don't mean to sound rude. Care about a kid's feelings that much that he would be willing to not say if a kid made a mistake or he was disappointed. So it'll be interesting, though. It'll be interesting. It's also going to be interesting that we get them Sunday night.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Those are going to be very informative, I think, and it's going to help inform us, and it's going to help make the shows that we do on Monday after games that much better, I think. So I am looking forward to that. With Gus, though, just again, you and I kind of disagreed on, the bummer about it is that we're going to have such a long gap between the last time we heard from Gus, which was like a week and a half ago or so, I think. And then after the Alabama game, that, listen, I did feel like there was a sense of wanting much more out of that team and that offense than they have right now. But again, they've had probably like a half dozen practices to maybe get a little bit closer, but it will be interesting to see what he says after the Alabama game, and then we'll see how they progress from there to get it. Because I think we'll get an idea if he is content with the offense, or if he thinks that, yeah, I finally do have my 11, but maybe they're not good enough, or I need more than 11. Like, I do need depth at running back. I need like 3 legitimate great guys, and I need 5 good receivers to give some guys some plays off. So I do think we might be able to get a little bit of a pulse on the offense with Gus, but going into things right now, I have no idea. It's hard to say whether or not Gus Malzahn is going to wake up on August 30th and be like, I've got everything I need to win this game. Not saying it's going to be easy, but like, I've got everything I need. Or if he's going to wake up and be like, man, I wish I had X, Y, and Z, or 1 more week or 3 more practices. So we'll find out after that game then ends, and hopefully the scoreboard will have the bigger number under the Florida State name than the Alabama. We keep our fingers crossed. In the meantime, more show coming up, but don't forget, this has been Generating Discussion sparked by Cummins. Check them out on Instagram, Cummins Lifestyle, all one word. Noles behind the marketing department, partnering up with us. So if you're going to do portable power out there, everybody, for your tailgate, choose Cummins.